Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. We are back with ship evolution again, and we got some good news and some bad news. So which one comes first? All right, so some good news is that we did complete out the build or the frame build out of the big blue ship, or at least the blue ship. I think it was called big blue ship when I looked at the scenario to grab a model of it so I could rebuild the frame, which took quite some time to kind of figure out all the little things about it. It's not very symmetrical as certain parts are different right over here. And that could have been because of the internal pieces and such. But the big thing is that we do not have any internal pieces here. We left it wide open, brought back the welding grinding ship in here. I don't even know what this one's called. The constructor. I left it in here. You can see this, everything interior is kind of undone. For the most part, I believe there's like 2 doorways to a seat. A flight seat right over here. And before that's like corridors with a seat or something like that too. Regular seat, like a passenger seat. And in the front, just a hangar. So, several things I wanted to do in terms of editing out this ship. Well, we do need to do an interior, obviously, but I'm thinking of cutting this in half because as you can see here, this is way too long. And it's much longer than my current ship. So, I mean, we could cut it in half, throw this in front, and throw the tail in the back. That would look decent too. But I like it where it is now. So I'm going to probably keep it that way. But when I'm saying cutting in half, I mean, I'm going to cut this hallway, kind of half of it off. Probably keep one window over here. So I would say something like this needs to go, or something like that, and then it'll go all the way up to whatever point we have here with this block. So it's gonna be like this piece and on. And honestly, that looks like just 4 blocks difference. So maybe we do a little bit more than that. I guess we could make it symmetrical and get it close to this point here instead. So then that way it's not as long, which would be, I guess, more beneficial because we don't need such a long ship. And we also need to bring this thing forward a bit more. As you see here, we're 4 away from the merge block. And then the red ship here, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. So I think we go, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here is where it should be instead. And I think if I shrink this thing down, it should look okay too. So that's the good news, as in terms of getting the blue ship kind of framed out. So now, as somebody also mentioned in the comments, RGB. How we get a green ship and then get red ship and blue ship together, I don't know. You would think I spawned it in. No, I did not. Interesting coincidence. I guess it's just gonna randomly happen anyways. But the bad news is we made it to Triton. And there's no economy bases that I could see right away. I kind of looped around Triton to hopefully be able to see an economy base, but nothing spawned. So we might have a problem here because we also used up a lot of power to jump a few times, not too many times. You see here we have 19 days of batteries just sitting there, but 2.2 megawatt hours is not bad, right? But the problem is we are now out of uranium is one thing, and we are low on hydrogen, 41%. So that is not looking good for us to keep floating around and trying to look for an economy base. It's interesting how I wasn't able to find one somewhat on the orbit of it, but it is what it is. I mean, we technically shouldn't have just did this anyways. We should have gotten more data pads to kind of double check on if there is one near the planet. Then we can get closer to one that way. I'm pretty sure there's one on planet side, but probably not gonna head that way just yet, or start landing on planets just yet, because I don't think we're gonna be able to get out of it. So there's always that. All right, so let's do mission 1. And that's going to be to shrink this thing down a little bit since we got the framed out. And I also did forgot to if I forgot to mention, I didn't do all the thrusters because we didn't have the thruster components, so we just left them framed out like this. And we are missing a jump drive that's back here, which is a poor place to put it because it's pretty well exposed, and some landing gears in these kind of like slits and batteries. So missing a good few things. It's just the frame roughly. It's just not usable at the moment. It just took me roughly 2 hours to kind of put everything together. But of course, now we're just gonna chop it a bit in half now. So we're gonna need to do. I think I'm just gonna chop it up to here, and then we just throw in like a piston or something like that to kind of draw it closer. That's probably our best bet. So we could easily do it from here. So let's see. If we wanted to merge as close as here, I guess we could just throw in a piston right here instead. That should do it. I don't know if that's close enough, but let's see. We'll reverse this thing and try to get it so that it can merge into, I want to say right over here. So it gets closer to like this piece here. Yeah, and then we cut it, and then we put it in. Let's see here. How close do you want this to be? I figure we could cut this maybe up to there. So that gives us what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces more, or do we go even further than that and get us 7 spaces? I think we do 7 spaces. So we just roughly get rid of those things. And it looks like we may or may not need another piston here. So we wanted to get into, I guess here should be fine. So this can go. I mean, it's unnecessary anyways. So perfect. Okay, so we should either, we should definitely get this connected and do some merge blocks or whatever the case may be. So maybe a mag plate or two would be helpful as well. So we need it up to right here, but of course we could also do this. Cut this off first. Get this thing reversed. We should probably just put the mag plate on there first, but guess not. All right, so actually it didn't reach. So not too bad then. All right, so we'll throw that in there. So this thing should probably be reversed first, and then we just throw in 1 or 2 things there. Here, and then we could just, again, let's see, that gonna reach? Yes, it reaches. Perfect. So we'll get this chopped up right here. Okay, so that should work out okay. There we go. That's chopped up. We'll grab this thing here and chop that up as well after we unload some steel plates. We set up to right over there, right? Yeah. So we're good here. Okay. That's chopped up. Now we need 2 merge blocks. And hopefully this is going to work out pretty well. Given the fact that how far does the piston come backwards now? I didn't really calculate that, but I think we're fine. We should be okay. All right, we're just going to put the piston here. The merge blocks here for now. And everything else will connect, and it should be dandy. Okay, so we grab that. We reverse this thing here. And we should be good. We should be more than fine. We'll reverse this thing slowly. And we'll wait for that connection. And everything should connect okay. And then we have a shrinkage in the passageway, which works out okay. His size in the terms of ship doesn't necessarily matter here. All right, we are set. All right, so it's a much smaller ship. It actually looks like the original space pod a little bit, but like an upgraded version of it. So that is a little bit better in terms of length. It's still a little long. I mean, we could technically get it even shorter by putting this half right into here, I think. Should we do that? We can't, based on what we have in pistons. But that would be a possibility, maybe down the line. I'm okay with it for now. Let's just leave it alone. The next question is going to be, why do we even bother having this? Well, it is a useful ship to drone it up, or I could technically use it as a side shield on the right-hand side. I'm going to fill it up with Gatling turrets or all the different types of turrets if necessary. And then all I have to do is spin to the left a little bit. And then all the shots will be fired through this frame here. So obviously then that we don't really need these rocket launchers and things like that. I just kind of kept it there. But of course we could always remove them and everything like that. But yeah, we should be fine. Alright, so next step here is to kind of get this merge block released so we can get a little bit closer. We set right over there. So of course we're gonna need mats for this. Okay, I like where it's at, kind of in terms of where it's facing. Ooh, I won't be able to put a merge block there just yet because of that right there. That's fine. We'll remove this merge block. Oop. There goes my mats. Okay, we'll remove that and we should be freed off of this thing. So we just need to move forward a little bit. Well, I hope we're freed. I don't know if something's actually, no. I did notice something at one point or another. Right here is kind of connected to these catwalks, I believe. So that's not a good thing, but easy peasy. We'll just remove what may or may not be touching. And I think that should be it. Hopefully. And then that way we move forward. No, am I moving forward or backwards? Back. Moving back 4 blocks, basically. Okay, we're still attached. Alright, perfect. We gotta figure out this situation. Oh. Did I not remove those previously? There we go. So that's off. What is connecting still? Could be this. Might as well get rid of it. Okay, let's get rid of this as well. So it's 1, 2, well, 1 and then merge block forward. So nothing should be connected to this thing now. I would hope. Oh, well, this shouldn't really be connected, but it might be for some reason. Really shouldn't be, though. Yeah, it really shouldn't be. If it is, that would be quite surprising. And it's still connected. Okay, so yes, it is connected through that for some odd reason. That is super, super weird. That's the only thing that could be touching it, right? Am I going crazy? Here could potentially be touching, but not really. Yeah, there's nothing really here. Alright, it just lagged when I did that, so I think that unhooked it. I don't know why that would be with that little corner block, but it was the it was the culprit of it. So we said we would move 4 blocks this way. Hard to tell exactly where because we did intend to put a merge block down, but all that craziness of it being stuck there was an issue. I'm 2 blocks off, which is not too bad. Alrighty. So we needed a merge block and I guess a whole bunch of steel plates. We said we're going to do a merge block right here. So this needs to look up. And temporarily, what I'm gonna do is also kind of link the two systems together without a connector or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna do like a light armor block or two, roughly, to kind of attach it to the ship, and we could detach it whenever you want to. That way, just in case something does happen, we won't let the ship get lost and drift away. Like what we're doing to it right now. So that is a bit unfortunate that that's happening. I'm definitely bumping into it, which is a problem. Did I miscalculate this? I don't think so. It should have went right into it, no problem. Okay. We are essentially pushing it away for some odd reason, which is not good. I don't know if this ship is going to be able to save it, but we certainly are going to try. We should be following it, so we should be okay. Get the landing gears touching. Ooh, we do have very heavy front thrusters, so we gotta always be careful about that. All right, we're touching it, but not really. Locked in. Okay, so that, hopefully we can slow it down a little bit. All right, it's slowing down, not by a lot. And of course, I'm gonna fly this and lose some more hydrogen for no good reason after doing what I just did. Really big mistake. But what else are you gonna do? All right, we'll get close and see what the issue was in terms of why that didn't really work out. A thruster or mine or something like that nicked it or bumped it. So that's a problem. So, yeah. All right, we're going to try to match up to where it is. Bring it a little bit to the side here. We're definitely not pitched correctly. So it's going to be like this. We'll back it up a little bit. And I think that should be it, right? Yeah, I think we can remote into this thing too, so let's see how we're gonna do this. What bumped into it? Probably that into this. Maybe I miscalculated. Maybe. We'll have to turn on our Wi-Fi. Oh. Okay, antenna was off. That's what it was too. Okay. So we got that. Now, left and right's gonna be a little wonky, so we want to go right. Oop. My controls are... Oh. You know what? The remote control that I selected actually might be... Which one did I grab? Is it the... I think I grabbed it from the Imperial ship. No, I think I grabbed it from the red ship. Yikes. That's fine. So what is down? Left. Okay. I should not stand here. Alright, so what nicked it before wasn't a turret. It is probably this here. I'm just gonna remove that for now. Just to kind of avoid having the same issue. Okay. We're gonna have to back it up. I think if we should be able to get this connected like that, right? Anything impeding the way of it? A little bit. But we should be alright. It should just connect regardless. Well, hopefully it doesn't cause any explosions or anything like that. We are gonna have to go extra close just to make sure. All right, we just gotta line it up. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Oh, something is messing with it. Okay, what could that be? There's a block that doesn't belong somewhere. Or a light. Could be this. Did that work? Are we attached? We are not attached still. Okay. What seems to be the issue? Okay. This doesn't share a block with this. So I don't understand. Well, we could just remove it for now. There we go. I think that may or may not have been the issue. Oh no, it's a turret. It's definitely a turret. We didn't think this through, did we? Shoot. The turret goes up to, yep, up to this block right over here. Oh, you know what? Why am I doing that? We're better off moving it a little bit further away. So, let's see. We're gonna have to do... Alright, we have a problem. Which merge block is this one? Whatever. We could just do this. We need to do that anyways. Okay. So we're throwing a merge block here instead. Just to make it one away. Because it seems to be having a bit of an issue there. So we'll just do that. And we can just get rid of this. And we gotta check out merge blocks. How many merge blocks do we have? Oh, we have a few merge blocks in the tail end of it too. But it shouldn't be a problem as well. So, we should be okay. Hopefully the red ship is still attached. Yeah, it looks like it is. I mean, it should be because it had the connector on there anyway. So, we should be okay. Oop. I don't like that it does that, but... It rubber bands and then it slowly goes right into it. Like that. Ooh. Did not want that to happen. What was that? How? How does that happen? Okay. It is what it is. I mean, we lose a small grid ship, but whatever. We can get rid of it. Not a big deal. Why are we... Oh, we're spinning because of the other ship. Still kind of attached to it. I guess we just get rid of it. I think. Not my first choice, but... Yeah, we should probably just get rid of it. Yeah, why is the ship moving is another issue. Because it shouldn't be. Seriously, why is it spinning out in a certain direction? That is super weird. Alright, so... Yikes with this one. I mean, we could technically fix it. I don't think I want to attempt to fix it, unfortunately. But it'll be 2 of these shuttles that are now are gone. Whatever. We can use this to grab it, but problem is I'm not sure why we're kind of spinning like this. It's kind of weird. Gyroscope. None of it's on override. Yeah, we got a bit of a problem. Yeah, we got a bit of a problem here. Okay, there we go. That merge probably messed up a little bit somehow, but we fixed it with a quick reload. Oh, we got scrap everywhere right in front of us. And here's the shuttle. Well, say goodbye to the shuttle because we are not gonna fix this whatsoever. I don't think there's a point in it. It's been useful in terms of grabbing ships, but I'm just gonna get rid of it. Everything's just launching out of here. That's what I love about grinding. Small grid ships with large grinders. We'll grab as much as we can out of it so we can utilize the mats at least. We do lose some hydrogen. Not a big deal. Would have been a nice, formidable drone to use, but it is what it is. Alright, whatever. We're gonna scrap as much as we can out of it, but not too much, unfortunately. And in terms of here, did anything get damaged? No. That's interesting. And good news, I guess. But here we are fully connected. Yep, we're fully connected. So these merge blocks can technically go. And we can get this connected with other things eventually. So I think something's broke here somewhere. Not sure what it is. It's fine. And of course, we could put some blocks back in terms of what we took out. In terms of frame. But we should also, as I mentioned before, lock it in with other light armor blocks as well. For now. And just have it kind of completely merged into the ship. If anything. Yep, and you see here, I can't build in here because of the turret. Which is fine for the time being. I don't know. That may or may not have been the block for that. I don't think so. Should have been either this block or this block. One of them. This block. I believe. And this is the wrong block. Here we go. This more or less could be the right block or not the right block. I don't know. Like I said before, some of it's symmetrical, some of it's not. But then we can always design it ourselves, so it's not a big deal as well. I say we leave it. Should be fine. Alright. So that is what it's gonna look like. These thrusters shouldn't be burning that down, so we should be okay this time around. We took it apart before because it was so close that it was going to burn it down. And it really just should be like this. We'll leave that open and exposed for now. And there you go. So that is the framework. We made it a little smaller. We lined it up in terms of the red ship as well. And this thing is not as long as our ship now, which is perfect. It's just slightly longer than the red ship though, which is cool. Not too bad. And we will do multi-point of connections here. I would want to try to do. Not a lot of areas where we can't do it because we have a lot of like half armor blocks and such, but here's one that we can just throw in for now as a connecting point. And that's about it, unfortunately. Yeah, so not a lot of spots to do this, but in case one point becomes a weak spot and just knocks off my whole entire frame, so then 2 hours of rebuilding the frame is wasted. So trying to avoid that and just plop those on. But yeah, again, this whole frame could just be lined up with weapons, right? So we don't even need all the thrusters here. Like right here, weapons, just all weapons everywhere. We could just do that. Wouldn't be a huge problem if I did decide to do that, but would be fairly interesting as well. Okay, so we got a large ship, but we sacrificed the shuttle because for some reason that decided to kind of get blown up, which is fine by me for now. All right, we'll take a quick blueprint. so we can always rebuild it if something does go wrong. But I think we are set. And of course, another good news, there is a Mayday right there. So basically right above us. So how are we gonna tell how to do right above us? I don't know. So it's basically going this way. And those things that I'm marking is probably the small shuttle ship that got destroyed. Okay, so the Mayday should be this one, and it's SPRT Mayday, so it might be for an interesting time. Maybe. We'll see. Right, it's 12 kilometers this way. So we'll fly towards that and check out the Mayday and see what's there. So again, the unfortunate piece is that we made it to Triton, but there is no economy bases to be found at the moment, which really stinks. All right, we broke something inside, maybe a conveyor tube or conveyor junction, either one. Oh, grinders are still on too. Turn that off to save some power. And there you go, RGB ship, looking pretty decent. And more or less, I'm saving these ships. I'm not necessarily gonna merge it and fuse it to the ship, or I could, but I think more or less I just want to merge it and have a mini fleet basically. So then when we get ready for Factorium or contact, we have more than enough firepower. Is this the same blue ship frame? Did we just really run into that? Hard to tell. It looks like it's more intact though. Or less of a frame, more of a pretty big ship actually. Well, we'll find out what that is in a few minutes. Alright, we're about 2 away. I'm gonna slow down because I don't know how fast we can slow down based on our baggage here. The big blue ship. Is that another debris ship? It looks like another one of those debris ships. Yeah, it definitely looks like one of those debris ships. The debris. I think that's a huge ship, to be honest. We'll figure out what this is in a sec. Turret wise, I think right there is a turret. Kind of hard to see. But it definitely kind of looks like a turret right there. Are there any other turrets? Not seeing much. If I really want to do this in terms of a flyby, or probably best bet would be to get right there, but I don't know if that's a turret either. So maybe we get in front. I don't know if we're marking turrets like this, but potentially. Yeah, we should be able to get around that turret, but unless there's another turret somewhere else, then we might have a problem here. Okay, so this is gonna get a little dicey. I'm not sure why it's so hard for me to see, but yeah, that's definitely an interior turret. I could get around it for sure, but yeah, it's gonna be a little rough. Let's give it a go. Alright, so hopefully we luck out here and not get shot. So maybe get around section here. Actually not hearing shots, so I think we should be more than okay. Yeah, we're okay here. So the turret's right here. It's behind here. It may or may not even have ammo. It did have ammo. Okay. So, got lucky there. Is there any other turrets? Probably. So, we gotta be careful here. I mean, we can start taking over some stuff. Oop, there's a drone there. So, that's gonna be interesting. I see a sensor. Oh, it's got a gat. We want to make sure to take that off. Is there another one? Nope, we're okay. Okay. I don't think we need this ship. All these small grids. Probably pointless. But there is... Oop. That the box of uranium. Yep. We might want that. Alright, we need to not lose the mats here, of course, because mats are pretty important to us at this point. Okay, so whatever this ship is, it's a pretty big ship, but it's kind of broken to pieces. Okay. Is there more turrets though? Is the biggest problem. There's another ship. What? Okay. What is this? Cryo chamber. I'm looking for a cargo container so I can throw some stuff in there. Looks like right there is a cargo container. Nope, it's an O2H2. Yikes. Well, I guess we just gotta go back and forth. There is another drone, so we gotta take care of that for sure. Right there. No, that's the one we already took out. Or lose whatever that was. And it's back here, so... we'll kind of sneak attack it. Just like that. Okay, I think we're set. Should be able to bring the ship a little closer and not get shot. Of course, we gotta pay attention to our turrets, though. Okay, our turrets should be off, but we're not certain. Let's go through them. Yep, we're good. We get closer. And then, of course, we have the decision of keeping this one or not. It's a big ship to refurbish, which would be fun to do, but... I don't know yet. We still got the blue ship to refurbish, so there's that. Alright, ship is face to face with this thing here. Drones are removed, so we should be okay. I think we got 2 uranium out of that. So... oh, we actually got a decent amount of uranium. I think we got it from our shuttle as well, maybe. I don't know. Alright, so what is this? We got flight seats and everything like that. Buttons. Separate grids out here. We'll rebuild this here. Pack it. And what do we have? We have an ambassador. That's what this grid is. Not a lot of turrets. That's a good thing, I guess. Or none at all. Interesting. It's more or less a frame, though, which is the sad part. I wish it had more than that. Which is a big... looks like a big hydrogen ship right here. None of the hydrogen tanks are intact, so... that doesn't help. There may or may not be ice in the O2 gen. There's none. Great. And yeah, I mean, more or less, this is more like parts to me than anything else. And it's more steel plates. Not much to keep on this thing at all. Looks like, yeah, much of it is fairly destroyed. Conveyor junctions, small container right here. Let's see if there's anything in there. And 800 steel plates and 120 detector components. That's not terrible. Not terrible at all. But yeah, I mean, do we want to keep something like this? Probably not. I don't know how I'm going to refurbish this. Looks like a medical bay with, yeah, it's mostly steel plates. Would be fun to kind of explore the option of rebuilding this, but we need to keep ships that are more or less not a frame. We kept the blue one because its counterpart, the red Corvette, well, shouldn't be the red Corvette, should be the, I don't know if it's called the Big Red, but it's probably not called the Big Red. The red ship from the scenario. What's it called? The Green Base scenario, I think that was called. So, unfortunate, we can't find a economy base, but at least we found a new Mayday, or more Mayday spawn. We have a few Maydays on the way here that we have located and saved the GPS in terms of locating them. I didn't find them specifically. It's just, it blinked when I was in that area. So I guess we're gonna just take apart the ambassador for more parts, which would be fairly helpful, but it's not gonna help us in terms of the power issues that we're gonna have. Unless, well, there was batteries though, so we could drain the battery. We could do that. Only one battery though. Get some medical components out of this thing. Yeah, there's one battery here. I don't know if there's another battery or not. Yeah, it looks like just one battery that's on, so that's interesting. So one battery to drain could be useful. Could be not useful. I don't know. Would be fairly annoying to remove and merge and everything like that. So, maybe I shouldn't care about it too much. But we're gonna get a ton and ton of steel plates now, which is great because we did take a lot of steel plates to build out the big blue ship anyway. So there's that. So this will help replenish our needs. And ouch, we are on 37% of hydrogen left. That's not good at all. We're gonna need some power and hydrogen as well to fly back. I don't care to float back however many kilometers away we are, like 2,756 kilometers away. Yeah, I'd rather jump as much as we can, but I mean, we did get some uranium back, so we should be okay. But the amount of hydrogen we have is pretty bad. We should have filled it up to 100% before we embarked on this journey here, which was a pretty bad idea because we are getting nothing out of it in terms of economy base. So we're gonna have to head back to buy more hydrogen from, I think it was the ROWE or another one that's nearby. I think it's the one that was like come here. So we're gonna make that jump eventually back to that. It should be, yeah, it should be this one. Come back as the jump location. But we do have some more Maydays on the way, so we could try our luck there. We might be able to get away with doing one more Mayday in terms of the hydrogen that we have, potentially. Potentially. Not 100% sure, but it's a little dicey if we did do that. But 37% isn't terrible either. We left at like 60, so we spent 30 maneuvering around, messing around, trying to find the economy bases and stuff like that. So, not the most terrible thing in the world. But yeah, steel plate wise. Alright, so we are now getting a bunch of steel plates, which is great because, yeah, again, we did spend a whole bunch before. But uranium, as long as we have some uranium, I should be okay. Yeah, it's burning pretty quickly. Hydrogen burns down pretty quickly too by flying like this. Although we have a mix of ion thrusters and hydrogen thrusters, but we got a few large ones that really burn everything out. And of course, we have a baggage of the blue ship that has no thrusters whatsoever, which we're carrying the weight for. So that's not ideal. All right, so that is done grinding up. I think we got a good chunk of steel plates. I hope at least. Well, at least one point we had 52k worth of steel plates. Now we have 48, so we're down a little bit. Not too much though. Lots of detector components. That is great because that holds a lot of nickel. So with that said, say goodbye to some detector components because we need the nickel. All right, so of course we need to save power here. And now we gotta decide, do we head back, slowly jumping back to the beacon that we originally hung out with for the most part, trying to get as much money as we possibly can, or we try to hit up those Maydays that we saw. So hitting up a Mayday would be also a positive thing to do because they might have hydrogen that we can take. Unfortunately, the ambassador didn't have anything, so that's a problem that we had ran into. So yeah, so Mayday location or SPRT 3K away. We have some options there. SPRT 3K away was 184 kilometers away, which isn't terrible, but the problem is it's behind Triton because we did circle around it. So to jump there, we got to get out of the atmosphere, or we jump, I think, this way. I say about 180. We'll be pretty far now. I would say 160, so we won't be too far away. So let's just do that. I mean, we're gonna waste some power, but it's fine. We're not doing like a total 100% jump, which is only about 513 kilometers. Wow, that's very little based on the blue ship being there, I guess. So we want to go about 160, 30%. Not bad. And hopefully we get a little bit close to there, but avoiding Triton's gravity. All right, so I'm trying to do it so that we can get as close to the planet as possible and still jump. So right there I can jump. So if I did that, 150, 160, it should be okay. And then we got 20 kilometers if anything, if there's a difference. But yeah, let's do the jump there. Let's hope for the best here. All right, so we are right next to Triton, and we're recharging our battery. So 2 hours left on the battery. So our 3K SPRT, oof, we are still 63 kilometers away. Not good. Very not good. So that marker is when we stopped at one point, flying to Triton, and there was an SPRT marker at 3 kilometers away. No idea if that's still the case, but we can waste some hydrogen going forward, or we can continue to burn the battery of our jump. So the jump was only 30%, so not the worst jump in the world in terms of battery usage. We still get some power here, so wouldn't be too bad. All right, 80% charged. So we could do the jump, or we travel and float there. Probably not my first choice, to be honest. So we can float there. Well, 84%. Yeah, we could slowly start flying there now. I'm still surprised that we couldn't find an economy base outside of Triton. At least the kind of like orbiting of it. Kind of didn't want to go forward like this, but I'm gonna do it anyways. We have 34% hydrogen left. So yeah, it's not a good sign. But the 34 might come a long way because we do have several tanks. Not a ton, but good number of them. Some of them are at 20%. That's probably why it's pretty bad. So we gotta be careful of that. Oh, we gotta watch this asteroid. So we can spend the time to go 60 kilometers this way, and maybe some more things spawn, and maybe find a beacon. But ultimately, we could do a jump in a few more minutes, I guess, or a few more seconds. So there's that. What do you want to do? But also the positive of doing this is that more things will spawn. So, and this jumping is just quicker, but more power wasted. So, oh, we're into gravity now. Great. Slightly on the gravity. So let's pop out of it. Well, I guess the choice has been made. we're staying here within the gravity. We're staying floating 50 kilometers towards that beacon. Well, not really, or the GPS pointer, but not really. We're soon to be hopefully out of the range here, so we should be okay. All right, we're out of it, and we're 46 kilometers away. I guess we could do a jump. Why not? And the jump is facing that direction. We'll slow ourselves down while we do the jump. And hopefully the Mayday is still around. I can't say for sure that it is, but I hope it is. Ah, marker's still right there. Right there. It must be another one of those shuttles. Hiding behind that rock there. So, more of Steve's friends, I guess. Well, it would replace the one we lost. So that's a good thing, I guess. Unless this is an asteroid base. Actually, you know what? Is it an asteroid base? Wait, it's an asteroid base, right? Yeah, it looks like it might be. Might be one of those that we've already kind of taken apart before. And we are going way too fast. Close call, close call. Okay, we were way too close. Marker didn't show up in terms of how close we were to it. But we were pretty close to it. Whoa, almost lost the red ship there. Good maneuvering, I guess. Pat myself in the back there that we didn't get destroyed. All right, we're about to get destroyed now. We don't stop in time. Crossing my fingers that we do. Yeah, we should be all right. Okay. So, what is this? It's an asteroid station. There's like an antenna sticking out there. It's a little different from the other ones, I think. Yeah, that's the front door, I believe. All right, we gotta be careful here. There might be a, what's it call it? A turret somewhere. I'm putting my turrets on. It's not saying anything, so maybe we'll be okay. But what is this here? Okay, it's an SP. Is it an SPRT Mayday? Yeah, it was an SPRT Mayday. That's what we named our GPS pointer. So here's the front door. And yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so looks like we're gonna have to open the door here, but hopefully we don't get shot once we open this up. But before we do that, let's get rid of our cargo. All right, so let's open this door up.